Okay. In last lecture, we have completed a extended ER diagram, and today I'm going to start Unit 2, which is relational model. In this unit, we will see structure of relational model, relational integrity, relational algebra, normalization, and functional dependencies. Let's see one by one. Uh, as I told you that DBMS is having various tables. So let's see one by one. Hierarchical model. We have gone through and row represent a relational instance called tuple, and column represents an attribute. Column headers are known as an attribute. For example, when we were drawing ER diagram, okay, and suppose I'm taking entity, and this entity is, I can say, student, right? So this student will become my table name here in relational model. And if I'm taking attribute of this entity student, there is a address attribute of student, in which department that student is studying or belongs to that particular department. The name of department will come here. Phone number of that student will come here. So all this becomes a column of my table. Student number, student name, student address, student mobile number, student department. So here student number, here student enrollment number, here student address, student mobile number. So all this will become my column here. All the attribute of particular entity of ER diagram that become a column for our relational model, right? And this column is known as the attribute because this attribute will become a column. That's why we can say that these columns are the attributes. And the collection of column is known as a degree, or collection of attributes is known as a degree. Suppose I'm calculating here. So name is first, enrollment number is second column, address is third column, mobile number is fourth column. So I can say here degree is equal to 4 because there are collection of 4 columns, right? And the next is row. Row represent the cardinality, right? Here 2 rows I have entered. So cardinality of this table is equal to 2. Suppose I'm entering a name of student ABA, then the student's name is X, the student name is Y, enrollment number is suppose 123, something like that you can give. Address you can give something LMN, something is address, and there are some telephone numbers here, mobile numbers here. So you can calculate 1, 2 and 3. 3 rows here we have entered. So cardinality of this table is equal to 3. So whatever number of rows you have entered, that row will become cardinality, and whatever column we have entered, that column will become degree. In this table also there are 4 columns, so we can say degree is equal to 4. Now we will see relational algebra. Relational algebra consists of various operations. There are set operations, there are some relational database specific operations, there are some set functions. So set operations are union, intersection, set difference, and Cartesian product. In relational database, operations are selection, projection, join, and set division. Set functions are sum, average, mean, max. Let's see one by one, count, and all these things, right? The 5 basic operations of relational algebra are selection, projection, cross product, set difference, and union. Okay. The first operation, if we discuss, is a selection. The selection is used to select a row. It is used for the horizontal selection, right? Projection is used for column, or we can say vertical selection. Let's see example of this. I'm having this 3 relation, 3 table, R1, S1 and S2. R1 is having 3 columns, SID, BID and day. S1 is having 3 columns, SID, SName, rating and age. S2 is having again 4 columns, SID, SName, rating and age. So these are the 3 tables. Now I want to apply the selection and projection operation on these 3 tables. If I'm discussing about the projection, so as I told you that projection is used to select the column. It is a vertical selection. Its symbol is pi, and it is unary operation. There are two types of operation. The first one is unary operation and the second one is binary operation. Unary operation can be performed on one table, and for binary operation we need a two tables, right? So here I have to select column age from table S2. So for example, suppose I want to select only this column. I'm interested in this column. Why? Why we are using projection operation? If I'm talking about the database of Indus University employees, suppose Indus University is having more than 500 employees in various department, like from engineering, like from aviation, like from, we can say, management. So total 500 employees are there, and they are having table of, or the database of that particular 500 employees. And this database consists of employee name, employee number, employee address, employee city, state, zip code, employee family details, employee salary detail, experience detail, uh, all this, we can say, publication details, award details, everything should be there. So I can see that there are thousands of columns of that particular table, so many column of that particular table. But I'm not interested. Being a student, what you want, you are interested in seeing only two column. What is the name of that faculty and which department it belongs? Or you can say in three column, what is the name of that faculty, telephone number of that faculty, and department of that particular faculty. So every time there is no requirement of calling whole table, right? In whatever column you are interested, you can select that particular columns only. So for selection you need a projection operation. So what is the symbol of this selection operator? Suppose I want to select only age column, so I have to write down pi age. So it will select my age column, but from which table I want to select, so I have to write down name of that table S2, right? So this will give me output as a only one column of that particular table. I'm getting output as a age. You can see here, I have taken here, see here, only the age I have selected is the output, and the duplication will going to eliminate here. Now I'm interested in selecting more than one column from the same table. I'm interested in selecting, suppose I can say S name and rating, right? So what I have to write down, S name comma rating here, by S name comma rating. Why comma? Because more than one column we are selecting from table S2. So output will be like this. It will look like this: S name comma rating, right? S name and rating will selected these two columns, and you can see the output. Okay. Now you tell me, suppose I want to select column SID and rating from table S1. Then what will be the query I have to fire, or what is the syntax I have to write down? Any one of you have to reply. I'm interested in SID, sorry, SID and rating from table S1. Who will reply? Chalo, unmute karo, unmute yourself and reply. SID and rating you want to select from the S1. What should I write?
Pi SID, comma S name from table
Jancy, Utsav,
S2.
Ronak, there are so many students. Summers, anyone reply? Maitri, are you there or sleeping? Tell me, what should I write down? Om, through,
मैम पाई S1
Utsav.
SID कॉमा रेटिंग ब्रैकेट्स में S1.
Okay, anyone else? If I want to select SID and rating from table S1, then what should I write down? Ronak, answer me.
पाई SID रेटिंग एंड ब्रैकेट में S1.
Okay, pi SID comma rating, and in bracket S1 will come. Okay, very nice. Okay, the next operator is a selection operator. So whenever I want to select a row, in that case I'm using selection operations, and it is used to select your horizontal subset of a relation. It is denoted by the sigma. You have to remember the sigma for the selection. It is unary operator. You can apply on single table. There is no requirement of two tables, right? So there are a table, we can say, which is having field SID, SNAME, rating, and age, right? Now what I have to do, I'm interested in seeing rating, but only those rating who are greater than 8. Now what you have to do, your Indus University employee or the staff table you are having. Now you are interested in seeing details of those faculty who are belongs to department C, because there are so many faculties from CE, IT, civil, mechanical, meteorology, aviation, MBA, MCA. There are so many faculties, but you are not interested in selecting name, or we can say department column for all the faculties. You want to see only those faculties details, name and department, or name and telephone number, those who belongs to department CE, right? Computer department. Same way, suppose I want to select people whose ratings are greater than 8. So can anyone reply from this table which row will come, which row is having rating greater than 8? Unmute and reply karo chalo.
First and fourth row.
First and fourth.
Very nice. So only first and fourth will come, remaining will going to remove, right? So as the output you can see here, first and fourth will be your output, right? But along with this, I'm not interested in seeing all these 4 columns. I'm interested in seeing only SNAME and rating, and where the rating is greater than 8. So whenever you are doing row wise selection, you have to apply any condition, or we can say condition kind of thing, like greater than, less than, equal to, right? So on the basis of condition you can select. Now what I want to do, listen, SNAME and rating, 2 columns I have to select. So what I have to write down, first by SNAME, comma, you have to write down full name. I'm not comfortable with this annotation, that's why I'm writing one character. SNAME, comma, rating. But which rating you want to select? So you have to apply sigma. Sigma rating greater than 8 from table S2. So your query will look like this. You can see here, project SNAME and rating. So only this 2 column you are projecting. But for this column, you are again giving the condition, those whose ratings are greater than 8. So this SID and age column will remove, and this 2 column SNAME and rating will come. Again, for that particular rating, those whose rating greater than 8 will only come. Right? Now you have to reply me. If I want to see the SID and age column of this table S2, where age is equal to 35. So what I have to write down? I am interested in seeing only the SID column and age column, but where the age is equal to 35, that I only want to see. Can anyone reply? What should I write?
By SID, comma, age,
Age.
bracket sigma, no, bracket sigma, age is equal to 35, bracket S2.
Very nice. Wonderful. So this is the right answer. The next is union operator. For union operator, you need a 2 table. You have already learned all these operators in mathematics during your school time. The same operations we are applying on our database, right? So your table or your database of your project should be like this. Whatever query you want to fire, it will going to reply you. It will going to answer you. That's why we are learning all those operators. Union operator required 2 table, right? So suppose I am taking union of S1 and S2. You can see here, it is going to remove the duplicate values, and remaining value will come as it is. Duplicate value will not going to come 2 times. So here you can see that 22 will come, 31 will come, 58 will come. Here 28 will come, 31 is already there, so it is not going to duplicate because we have already written it. 44 will come because it is single time. 58 will not come because 58 is going to repeat here. So 22, 31, 58, 44 and 28 come. All the rows from all the table will come and it will going to remove or eliminate the duplicate values. Now intersection is a bit different than the union. It will take only common values, right? And the symbol of intersection is like we can say opposite U, capital U, opposite, something like that. So intersection is taking common values from these two tables. Okay. Now you have to reply me. If I am taking intersection of table S1 and S2, let me know what is the output. In place of this, what is the output? If I'm taking intersection of S1 and S2, who will reply? Anyone please fast?
31 and 58.
31.
31 and
58.
58.
very nice. So you can see here a 31 and 58 will come as the output of intersection. The next is set difference. Set difference is a binary operation. You need a two table. And what is the output of this set difference? The tuple which is present in one relation but is not present in another relation. It means what? Suppose I'm taking difference of 5 minus 3. So what will be the output? Output is equal to 2, right? So this will remove and the remaining of first 5 will come as the output. Same here. You can see here from the table S1 and S2, if I'm taking the difference of S1 minus S2, so the things which are present in table 2 will going to remove. 22 is not there in S2, so 22 will come. 31 is there in S2, so 31 will not going to come. Cancel. 58 is again present in S2, so 58 will not come. So the value 22 is the only value which is present in S1 but not in S2. So 22 will come as the output, right? Now suppose I'm taking a difference of S2 minus S1. So now my first table is what? S2 and my second table is what? S1. So the value which is present in first table but not in second table, that will come as output. So here you can see the value which are present in S2. Okay, let me check. 28. 28 is there in S2 but not in S1. So 28 will come as output. 31 is present in S2. 31 is present in S1 also. So it will not come. 44 is present in S2 but 44 is not present in S1. So 44 will come as the output. 58. 58 is present in S1 and S2 both. So 58 will not come as the output. So the values which is present in table 1 S2 will only come as the output, right? And not in S1. So 28 and 44 is my output. Now cross product. It is known as a Cartesian product also, and it is a binary operation. It is going to combine the information of two relations. We are having relation R1 and R2, and we are taking R1 multiplied by R2, M cross N tuple. It is denoted by the cross symbol. What here it is doing, every row of R1 is paired with each row of S1. See here, every row of R1, if I'm taking first row of R1, it is going to pair with the all row of R2. So R1 22 will going to multiply it with this 22 and 58. So this 22 is multiplied with the 22 and the 58. Now I'm taking 31. 31 is going to multiply with this 22 and 58. So here 32 is going to multiply with 22 and 58. If I'm taking 58, then your 52 is going to multiply with 22 and 58. So 52 is going to multiply with 22 and 58. So every row of relation 1 is going to multiply with all the rows of relation 2. The next is division. Now division means what? You can see here how you have to find out division. Suppose I'm taking division of A by B1, right? So what you have to check, this is the table A and all the rows of table A. Table B1 is having only one row and the value is P2. Now I have to find out where exactly P2 is going to belongs. So P2 is with this S1, P2 is with this S2, P2 is with this S3, P2 is with this S4. So my output will be S1, S2, S3 and S4. You can see here S2, S3 and S4. Okay. Okay, now my relation B2 is having two values P2 and P4. Okay, now what you have to do, find out from this S1 A table what is the output. Anyone reply? What is the output here? Anyone? बोलो चलो हम इसको आउटपुट આવશે P2 વાળામાં A by B2
S2 S2 S3 S4 S4.
Okay, P2 and P4 we have to find out, right? So let me check once what is the output. P2 is multiplied with the S1. Let me take pointer first. Okay. So P2 is multiplied with the S1. P2 is multiplied with the S2. P2 is multiplied with the S3. Then P4. P4 represent with the S4. P4 represent with the S1. So duplicate will remove. I think S1, S2, S3 and S4 all four will come here. Right? Now who will reply me for the B3? A by B3. What is the output of A by B3? Anyone? Any one of you have to reply. Am I audible? Hello? Yes, S1.
S1, S2, S3, S4.
Very nice. So S1, S2, S3, S4 all will come. Okay. The next operator is join operator. Its symbol is like this kind of dumbbell. Join is used to combine two records from the table. Now the question is why we are using join. Types of join is inner join and outer join. So the types of outer join are left outer, right outer and full outer. There are theta join is also there, which is based on certain condition. Let me explain one by one. So your question is, madam, why we are using this join? Okay. If I am giving you example of Indus University, right? And I have to make a project for Indus University. Indus University is having library. Students are attending the classes. It means students are having their attendance. Indus Universities are having, we can say, fees section. Students are paying fees. Students are giving exams, right? So everywhere this entity student is going to reflect, right? Through which? Through enrollment number. Student is having one unique value and that is the enrollment number of this student. Student is going to known by enrollment number in library. Student is attending the classes by enrollment number. Student is paying fees by enrollment number. Student is giving exam by enrollment number. So this is the enrollment number which is going to reflect everywhere. Now, if I'm discussing about the table library, so library is having student table, library is having staff lab table, library is having book table, library is having book table. Book is having, we can say, book name, book ISBN number, book name, book author. These are the column of book table, right? Now, book is having primary key is a ISBN number because it is unique value, worldwide unique value, right? And student table is having primary key, student enrollment number, which is unique for student. There are other fields also, but I'm discussing about primary key. That's why I'm not taking too much field. And this is the field of student name, I can say. Student name and student enrollment number, two columns are there. And student enrollment number is primary key for this table, right? Now you can see that student is going to issue book from the library and through which student is issuing book by giving library card or by giving enrollment number. So enrollment number of student will come here also in book table. But this enrollment number is the primary key of student table, and book table is use this enrollment number to this. Enrollment number will become foreign key here. Book table is having its own primary key. So there should not be more than one primary key in any table. We are taking only one primary key in one table, right? So this primary key book is using for issuing the book to the student enrollment number, and enrollment number is become foreign key for this table. So primary key is a unique, not null worldwide. Foreign key is used to show the relationship between two tables. If I'm telling that student table is the master table, then that is become a detail table. If I'm taking student table as a parent table, this all will become children table or the child table, right? So foreign key will show the relationship between two tables. It is used to establish the relationship between two tables. So if I'm making project of this in this university, then I have to connect all the database. Otherwise, you cannot be, I can say, connect your project whole. You cannot run it one as a one. Different things you have to connect. Login name and password will come. Then student can pay the fees. Student can issue the book from the library. Online issue request can be sent by the student. Student attendance can be online in ERP. Student can see the attendance by finding its query of enrollment number. So this enrollment number is reflecting everywhere. That's why I have to join database on the basis of this common column enrollment number. It will come with the exam table. It will come with the attendance table. Student enrollment number will come with the library table. It will come with the fees table. Everywhere student enrollment number is there, and you have to connect all this table using this enrollment number, right? So here you are having table and employee ID and department ID. See here, this department ID is a common column in this two table. So whenever you want to join using this inner join, you need a common column, right? Here I'm joining this two table, and you can see here you are joining your data based on some common value. Department ID is the common column here. You have to fire the query select star from employee comma department, where employee dot department ID is equal to department dot department ID. Here I'm taking department ID both the side because it is equal, it is common. So how you have to remember select star. Star is going to select all the data. If I don't want to select everything, if I'm interested in selecting only last name, so I have to write down here select last name remaining as it is. If I'm interested in seeing only last name and department name, then I have to write down last name comma department name. Everything will remain same. So when you are applying star, it means you are interested in seeing all the details, right? So select star from employee and department. This employee and department are our table, and we are joining this table in on the basis of this common column department ID. So employee table and department table are going to join in inner table. You can see here I have to find out the matching value. If I'm talking with this 31 and referatory, it belongs to the department sales. So you can see here 31 and referatory, it will belongs to department sales. So it is going to join on the basis of this 31 sales department. 33 and Jonas will work in the engineering department. So 33 and this value will come with the engineering department. Steinberg and 33, again 33 will come with the engineering department. So you can join this 33. Robinson and 34 will come with the clerical department. So you can write down Robinson and 34 with the clerical department. Smith and 34 will again come with the, we can say, clerical department. So Smith and 34 will come with the clerical department. There is no matching value you found for this John. So you have to write down John and no, it will not come. If matching value is not found now, it will not come. Here for the 35 also, you will not going to get matching value here. So only those rows will come which are having matching values. So 31, 34 and 33 will come as output. No 35 and no null will come here because you need a matching value and you don't found. 35 doesn't have any matching value, and John and null is also not having any value in other table. So no matching, it means it will not come as a result. The next is cross join. Cross join returns the Cartesian product of row from table in a join. Cross join is just like a cross product. You have to write down, select star from employees, cross join department. So what you have to do here, you have to select one row from this table. It is going to multiply with all this rows, right? So 31 is going to multiply with, or I have taken here opposite side, I have taken sales department. 31 is going to multiply with all this. Wait. What I have done here, I have taken 31, that is going to multiply with all these things. See here, this 31 is going to multiply with all these things, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, right? Again, I have taken this 33, that 33 is multiplied with all 6, right? So total I'm having 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This 5 will multiply with all this 6. So total 30 I will get as output. 30 row you will going to get as output, because one row of this department will come join or calculate with all the rows of other table. I have taken some of the values as output, but actual value will be of 30 as output. So 33 is going to multiply with all, 34 is multiplied with all, 35 is multiplied with all, right? Now next is outer join. How outer join will work? Outer join is having 3 types: left outer, right outer and full outer. In left outer join, only value of left side table will come as the output. Whether matching value found in right side table or not, it doesn't matter. All the values of left side table will come as output. Next, start from employee, left outer join, department on employee dot department ID is equal to department dot department ID. So here you have to mention only left outer join, because you are taking left outer join. So see here, there are two tables. Left side we are having employee table and the right side we are having department table. Got or not got, it doesn't make any difference. If 31 is having matching value, then it is fine, it will come, right? 33 is having matching value engineering, 33 will come. If I'm having again 33 and matching value engineering, it will come as output. 34 is having matching value clerical, 34 and clerical will come. This 34 and clerical is matching, so 34 Smith and clerical will come. Now John and null. John and null doesn't have any matching value here. It doesn't make matching value should be there or not. If not, in that case, both the side you have to write down null and it will come as output in left outer join. Okay. The next is right outer join. Right outer join, if we have matching value in left side or not, it doesn't make any difference. All the values of right side table we have to show as output. You can see here. Let's start from employee, right outer join department, and on employee dot department ID is equal to department or department ID. So you can find out, see here, 31 is having matching value, refractory sales department, 33 is having matching value, John and Steinberg. 34 is having matching value, Robinson and Smith. See here, 35 and marketing doesn't have any matching value in left side table. But as per the norms of right outer join, all the values of right side table will come as the output. If the matching value is found, you have to write down that value. If matching value is not found, in that case, you have to write down null. So here in 35 and marketing, no matching found, so you have to write down null. So all the values 31, 33, 34 and 35. 31, 33, 34 and 35, all the values of right side table will come as the output in right outer join. Now full outer join. In full outer join, all the values of left side table as well as right side table will come as the output. Whether you found a matching value or not, it doesn't make any difference. If matching value will be there, you have to write down matching value. If it is not there, in that case, you have to write down null in front of that particular row. Select start from employee, full outer join department, on department dot department ID is equal to department dot department ID. This all we are doing on the basis of common matching value. So full outer join, everything will come as the output. Whether matching will found, you have to write down matching value. Not found, in that case, you have to write down 1. Null. We know 31 is having matching value, 33 is having matching value, 34 is having matching value, 34 is having matching value. There is no matching value for 35 and marketing, so you have to write down null. There is no matching value for John and null, so in place of that 2 columns you have to write down null. So you can see here employee and department. See here 34 is come, 33 will come, 34 is having matching value. John and null doesn't have matching value, so you have to write down null. It will come as the output. 33 and 31 are having matching values, it will come as the output. And marketing and 35 doesn't have any matching value at left side, so you have to write down null here. So in full outer join, all the values of left side as well as right side table will come. Matching value will be there, you have to write down matching value. If it is not there, in that case you have to write down null, but everything will come as output. Okay, shall I continue or stop, guys?
Stop for today.
Stop. Okay. Okay, write down your attendance.